Hello everybody, welcome into another lesson. Today we are going to do percent equations. We're going to solve percent equations. Unlike yesterday when we did the percent proportion, I feel like what we're going to do today is a little bit easier. So we'll get started with what we're going to do today. So, for example, we have find 12% of 72. Okay? Find 12% of 72. So that's the same as what is 12% of 72? Well, what, we'll let x equal that what is equal to, and then we got 12% of 72 means 12% times 72. What is, that x is what, because we don't know what it is means equal to 12% of 72. That means 12% times 72. Whenever you have 12% of, that means times. So then we can break this down into 12% as a decimal is 0.12. We'll take that times 72, and then we should get a value for x. If we just simply do that on the calculator, the 0.12 times 72. 0.12 times 72, that is 8.64. So x is equal to 8.64. So therefore, 12% of 72 is going to be 8.64. Alright? So this is much easier in my opinion than dealing with the percent proportion, but still had to do it. Alright. Find 42% of 150. Alright, so we're going to find 42% of 150. That's the same as what is 42% of 150. That what will pick the variable x is equal to 42% of means multiply of 150. So 42% times 150, which we know 42% as a decimal is 0.42. We'll take that times 150. Now all we have to do is plug this into the calculator and we should get our answer. So 0.42 times 150, that is 63. So the answer is 63 is 42% of 150. Alright. Now what do we got here? What is 37.5% of, I think 89? Yeah, 89. So what is 37.5% of 89? Well, what is, so what is that variable, and pick an x again, is, which means equal to 37.5% of 89, which means we're multiplying that 37.5% times 89. So we'll set x equal to 37.5% as a decimal, move it 2 places to the left, you'll get 0.375. You'll take that times 89. Now all you gotta do is put this in the calculator. Alright, 0.375 times 89. Alright, that is equal to 33.375. So the answer is 33.375 is 37.5% of 89. That's what we would get. All right. What is 24.2% of 60? All right, so what is 24.2% of 60? What is the variable? Is means equal to. Then 24.2% of 60 means you're multiplying 24.2% times 60. All right, so now let's express 24.2% as a decimal. That'd be 0.242. Take that times 60. And now we just got to plug this into the calculator and we will get our answer. All right. 0.242 times 60, that's 14.52. So the answer to this is 14.52. So 14.52 is 24.2% of 60. All right. It will get a little bit different here in a minute. As a matter of fact, this one is 9 is what percent of 25? So this is a little bit different. 9 is what percent of 25? Well, 9 is, so we have 9 is, that means equal to what percent of 25? So what percent, that's going to be x times 25. All right, I'm going to switch these around. We're going to have 25x is equal to 9. Because we don't know what the percentage is, but we know it's of 25, so it's that whatever that percentage is times 25. So you just get a simple variable equation. You'll have 25x equal to 9. Now, of course, we want to solve for x. You'll get, you'll have to divide both sides by 25 in order to solve it. 25's cancel on the left-hand side. You're left with x is equal to whatever 9/25 is, which that would be 0.36. Well, we got the decimal form of x. We need to get the percent form. In this case, it's just a decimal. We want to get the percent. In order to get the percent, you just move it 2 decimal places to the right. So the answer is 36%. So it turns out 9 is 36% of 25. That's how you would come up with that. And I have another problem like it. All right. 38 is what percent of 40? All right, so 38 is what percent of 40? Well, we have 38 is, so that means 38 is equal to what percent, that x, of 40, so times 40. So you'd have x times 40, which is 40x. I'm going to switch these from the left to the right. You'll get 40x is equal to 38. All right, now we want to solve for x. We got to divide both sides by 40. We will do that. Left side, 40's cancel out. You're left with x. That's equal to, what's 38 divided by 40? I can tell you right now that's 0.95. That's going to be 0.95. Well, we got the decimal form of x. We want to get it as a percent. All you got to do to get the percent is move it 2 decimal places to the right. The answer you should get is 95%. So therefore, 38 is 95% of 40. That's what you would get. I got 6 more, and then we're done for the day. Alright, so 39.2 is what percent of 112? So 39.2 is what percent of 112? Well, 39.2 is, so that means we have 39.2 is equal to what percent of 12? So that what percent, that's just going to be x times 112, because that's of 112, that means times 112. Alright, so now we have 112 times x on the right hand side, that's just 112x. I'm going to move it over to the left side. You'll get 112x is equal to 39.2. Well, we want to get just x, so we got to divide both sides by 112. Left side, 112 cancels out. You're left with x. That's equal to 39.2 divided by 112. Let's figure that out. 39.2 divided by 112. That's equal to 0.35. So we got it as a decimal being 0.35. The percent form of that, just move the decimal place 2 places to the right, you'll get 35%. So the answer is that 39.2 is 35% of 112. That's what you would get. All right. Five more problems. 49.5 is what percent of 132? Alright, so yeah, 49.5 is what percent of 132? So 49.5 is, you have 49.5 is means equal to, now what percent of 132? So that what is going to be x of 132 means times 132. Well, on the right side, x times 132 is 132x. I'm going to move that over to the left to make it easier. That's equal to 49.5. Alright, well, we want to solve for x, so we got to divide both sides by 132. Left side, 132 cancels out. You're left with x. That's equal to whatever 49.5 divided by 132 is. Alright, that's going to be equal to 0.375. Well, we got it as a decimal, 0.375. We want to get that as a percent. So x is going to be equal to, as a percent, move it 2 to the right, move the decimal place 2 to the right, you would get 37.5%. That would be your answer, is 37.5%. So 49.5 is 37.5% of 132. That's the answer. All right, 4 more. See, 37.5 is what percent of, am I reading that right? 30, yes, I am. So 37.5 is what percent of 30? Well, 37.5 is. So 37.5 is. That means 37.5 is equal to what percent of 30? So that what is x of 30 means times 30. So on the right side, x times 30 is 30x. I'm just going to move the 30x over here. We'll set that equal to 37.5. Okay. Well, we want to get the value for x. We got to divide both sides by 30. I shall do that. Left side, the 30s cancel out. You're left with x. That's going to be equal to 37.5 divided by 30. So 37.5 divided by 30, I get it as a decimal of 1.25. So as a decimal, we have 1.25, but we need to get this answer as a percent, which means all I have to do to get as a percent, move the decimal place 2 to the right, you'll get 125%. So x is 125%. So that means 37.5 is 125% of 30. So yes, sometimes you'll have percents greater than 100. That does sometimes happen. 3 more problems. So 43.6 is what percent of 20? Alright, so 43.6 is what percent of 20? So again, you have 43.6 is, that means equal to what percent, well we don't know that percent, we'll make that x, of 20 means times 20. So on the right side you'll have x times 20, that'd be 20x. I'm going to move that to the left side. You have 20x equal to 43.6. Alright, well we want to solve for x, you got to divide both sides by 20. Let's go ahead and do that. Left side is 20 divided by 20 cancels, you'll just get x. That's equal to whatever 43.6 divided by 20 is. So let's do that. 43.6 divided by 20. That's 2.18 as a decimal. So as a decimal, I have 2.18. But I need to get this as a percent. Of course, in order to get it as a percent, I just move the decimal place 2 to the right. I'll have 218%. So the answer is 43.6 is 218% of 20. That would be the answer. And I have 2 more problems, then we're done for the day. A little bit different here. 48 is 64% of what number? 48 is 64% of what number? So we have 48 is, that means 48 is equal to 64% of what number? That means it's 64% times some variable, which would happen to mean 48. If we want to make 64% a decimal, which we should definitely do, that's going to be equal to 0.64 times x, which is 0.64x. I switch these around for simplicity's sake. I have 0.64x equal to 48. Well, we want to get x by itself, so we got to divide both sides by 0.64. We'll go ahead and do that. Divide both sides by 0.64. On the left side, the 0.64's cancel. You're just left with x. That's equal to 48 divided by 0.64. So 48 divided by 0.64 is 75. We get the answer of 75. So it turns out 48 is 64% of 75. That's exactly what you would get. One more problem. Alright, so 27, I can't draw a 7 today. 27 is 54% of what number? Alright, so 27 is 54% of what number? So you have 27 is, so 27 equals 54% of, so it's 54% of what number? We don't know what that number is, so that'll be our variable x. So that means we have 27 is equal to 54%, we want to convert to a decimal. That'd be 0.54. Then times x, that's just 0.54x. I'm going to switch these around for simplicity's sake. You have 0.54x is equal to 27. Well, we want to solve for x, whatever that number is. We got to divide both sides by 0.54. So we'll go ahead and do that. So 0.54's cancel on the left. You're just left with x is equal to whatever 27 divided by 0.54 is. Well, that'd be 50. X is 50. So the answer is 27 is 54% of 50. That's exactly what you would get. So the biggest things with these are understanding the words is. Is always means equal to. What is your undefined quantity? That's your variable. And then setting those up in your equation. And then being able to convert percents to decimals and decimals to percents. If you can do that, you got this. This is probably the easiest way to actually do percent problems. So next lesson, we're going to talk about percents of change. Like, for example, you might have heard increase of 25% or a decrease of 50%. Well, we're going to talk about what those mean in the next lesson. So I hope everyone has a good day. Take care.